You guys are boring. You are like the same thing. Instead of what we do, we should start asking, why are we funding this? Why is my tax money, $30 billion to date, went to Israel to buy 2,000 pounds bombs and F-35s to dump Palestinians? Why is your tax money, Piers, is going to the British government to finance this? If Israel wants to defend itself, let it defend itself by itself, not with my money. Israel also, like, I don't understand the relationship between America and Israel. It's like, it's the most effed up situation ever. We're like the world's most pathetic sugar daddy. We give them billions of dollars and they shit on us. Like Mr. Jonathan said, now we're ganging on them. We're not helpful. Dude, we gave you $30 billion to bomb children and it's not enough for you. Dude, nobody believes you. You are liars.
Okay.
Nobody believes you.
Okay.
Hey guys, before you go by listening to my commentary, I apologize, but let me just help you with the context of the whole video. In this video, Bassem Youssef completely destroyed two Palestinian propagandists who still have the audacity even after watching how many children are getting killed every day by Israel. And these two idiots are still defending Israel on things. Bassem Youssef didn't hold back. With Bassem Youssef's strong points and straight evidence, he single-handedly made Piers Morgan and Jonathan Conricus speechless and defenseless for the whole time. So let's start the video.
Perhaps the beginning of the end for Hamas, and a lot of people have a vested interest in Israel not defeating its enemy.
Okay, Bassem Youssef, your response.
You guys are talking about these 2 ministers as if this is the exception. I mean, like, all of the Israeli cabinets have genocidal language. And Mr. Jonathan Conricus on the other side, he's like saying that they represent their constituents, which means the whole society, the whole community is genocidal. This is what they represent. And actually, like, I think like we're asking the wrong question. We should be asking, like, instead of what we do, we should start asking, why are we funding this? Why is my tax money, $30 billion to date, went to Israel to buy 2,000 pounds bombs and F-35s to dump Palestinians? Why is your tax money, Piers, is going to the British government to finance this? If Israel wants to defend itself, let it defend itself by itself, not with my money. And also, like, this is like a country it's bragging that this lobby is buying off politicians in America. AIPAC is bragging about 80% of Congress being paid by them. If one politician in the EU, in Britain, in America was paid with bribed by Russian money, oh my God, you're going to have 6-month wall-to-war coverage, foreign interference, democracy in peril, corruption. But with Israel, crickets, complete radio silence. And I brought this, by the way, many times, and it was just like you flow over it, because this is the real question, right? Because you would spend 3 hours talking about if this is a proportionate response, but we'll not talk about 3 minutes. Why is my money? Why is hurricane relief funds in America are going to fund Israel? Also, like, I don't understand the relationship between America and Israel. It's like, it's the most effed up situation ever. We're like the world's most pathetic sugar daddy. We give them billions of dollars and they shit on us. Like Mr. Jonathan said, now we're ganging on them. We're not helpful. Dude, we gave you $30 billion to bomb children and it's not enough for you. Like, I mean, at least when you pay a dominatrix, you know that you're getting fucked. But this is just America having a public humiliation king while getting fucked, and they call this foreign policy. They are arresting American students on American soils for protesting Israeli war crimes. What the hell, man? This is like your crack whore making you beat your children for calling her what she is, a whore. This is what really boggles me in America. The right and the left, they fight each other tooth and nail over gun control, education, minorities' rights, healthcare, DEI. But when it comes to Israel, everybody competes to be Israel's favorite bitch. Republicans hate handouts unless it's for Israel.
After Bassem Youssef made both Jonathan and Piers Morgan speechless and out of words from their brain cells to mouth connector, both of the idiots were about to bring the most ridiculous excuse to calm down Bassem Youssef. But Bassem Youssef listened calmly, but when Bassem started to bang on with facts and more facts, Jonathan was crying to Piers to give him more time to explain his nonsense to Bassem Youssef. But Piers Morgan didn't give him any chance because Piers knew Jonathan's talk wasn't going to get him any views, which Piers Morgan is more interested and hungry to get. And by the way, if you like this video and like my commentary, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and help me to reach 1,000 subscribers, please. You guys can do it. So let's watch the video.
And Democrats, they love human rights and listen for the Palestinians. I mean, this is a Delulu state. You guys are Delulu. You are Delulu. Like, I came here today to witness for myself how someone can lie so shamelessly. The guy is like a human pinball machine. Every question lies on him, ends on Hamas. It's like a magic 8-ball with one answer. Hamas. Yani, at least flat earthers, they make things interesting. You guys are boring. You are like the same thing. I left all of this. I left the media because of this. I come back. It's a freaking Groundhog Day. Every day, the same question, the same thing. Dude, nobody believes you. You are liars.
Okay.
Nobody believes you.
Okay, let me just say, well, since you haven't been on media for a while, Bassem, you probably would have noticed that I've become quite unpopular, actually, with the pro-Israeli lobby, because I've been increasingly critical of Netanyahu and his government and believe they have...
Because if you're not your doormat,
That's
if you're not
entirely accurate,
they will not do it. Yeah.
Well, okay, but, you know...
Piers,
them.
that's
all right,
not
but that's
entirely
just,
accurate.
you may have missed that. But Jonathan Conricus, your response to what Bassem Youssef said?
Well, I could choose to respond to many things. I could respond to your foul language. I could respond to how low you speak. I could respond to your nonsense rhetoric. And basically, I think it shows that you've been out of the business for a while because you're regurgitating a lot of stuff that's really old. I think you should update your poison. You should get an updated version of the talking points against Israel. All of the things you said they're quite low level. They're not very impressive. I've heard it a million times, and it's quite childish. It's interesting for me to hear that from an Egyptian. Last time I checked, Egypt is the second largest beneficiary of American money.
After getting beat down by Bassem Youssef's words throughout the whole video, Bassem Youssef didn't attack Jonathan or Piers Morgan with any personal attacks on their country or anything. But when Jonathan was seemingly losing the debate, you can see he started to go personal with Bassem Youssef. Later in the video, Bassem didn't let that go easily. He destroyed Jonathan and Piers Morgan with brutal truth bombs that Jonathan couldn't digest and probably never will be.
And if you reportedly really care about your tax money, then have you asked yourself why the US is providing so much money to Egypt and what the US gets in return? And what I would like to know is, why is the Arab Egyptian Republic refusing to receive refugees, their Arab Muslim brothers from Gaza? And why are they so inhumane and cruel and preventing poor Gazans from escaping a war zone? Last time I checked, the only war where civilians have been prevented from leaving, escaping, fleeing a battlefield is this war. I cannot remember, and maybe you as a comedian can think of another war where civilians were prevented from a neighboring non-hostile state to flee the war. I cannot remember any such thing. And I think that the country where you come from has a lot to answer from. I know that you're more confident in bashing Israel and talking conspiracy theories and AIPAC this and that and all of the other nonsense that you regurgitated. But let's talk about Egypt. Let's talk about their responsibility. Let's talk about US funds to Egypt. Let's talk about their cruelty. Let's talk about how they have prevented humanitarian access to Gaza. Let's talk about the fact that they have built the world's biggest wall that dwarfs the Chinese wall and all Israeli security walls between Gaza and Egypt. Why did they do that? Out of Muslim compassion? Out of care for humanitarian rights of their Arab brothers? No. Because they want the poor Gazans in, and because they know that programs like this one and other programs will support Hamas propaganda and will blame Israel for what's happening, when in fact Gazans should have been evacuated out of Gaza in the second or third week of the war. We would have defeated Hamas quickly and with far fewer.
All right, but just to be clear, Jonathan,
casualties.
just to be clear, programs like this one, hosted by me, which is the point you're making, I think, I'm afraid, I take exception to a 3-month policy of starvation of a populace that's been relentlessly bombarded that includes so many children. That's my problem. And I think that the war aims, the stated war aims of Israel at the start of this, which was to eliminate Hamas, and to get the hostages released, neither of those things have happened. All that's happening is more and more civilians are getting killed in the process of going after the Hamas terrorists. And you've taken also, as a government, to starving already impoverished children. And I just find that unconscionable, as indeed, by the way, do two former Israeli prime ministers who've gone on record as saying that. And there was a very powerful piece by a Jewish writer, Thomas Friedman, in today's New York Times, saying Israelis, diaspora Jewry and friends of Israel everywhere need to understand that the way Israel is fighting the war in Gaza today is laying the groundwork for a fundamental recasting of how Israel and Jews will be seen the world over. And he doesn't mean in a good way. He means in a very bad and serious and potentially dangerous way. So yeah, this program has evolved.
Thomas,
it does
Thomas
stand for that.
Campaigning.
Well, I'm going to go to Bassem for his response. But since you brought that up about this program
Piers,
and what it represents,
10 allegations against me, and I don't get to respond.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Bassem respond, but that is my response.
Like, what kind of disrespect is that? You can clearly see in front of you that the host is completely shutting you down without even hearing your point of view. And it's obvious that Piers Morgan is totally not interested in giving any floor to Jonathan. He is more interested in hearing what Bassem Youssef has to say. Because Piers Morgan also knows that to save his show, he needs to give the floor to the person who brings value. And after Bassem Youssef got on the mic, he started dismantling one by one all the personal attacks Jonathan had made. After listening to that, Jonathan couldn't reply with a single word and was left stunned like a frozen joker who couldn't move.
As to what you said, so Bassem.
So let's.
Well,
let's
I didn't,
talk about,
finish making a coherent sentence.
Well, let Bassem finish first.
Piers, but okay, by all means.
So I didn't interrupt you. All right? You asked me about Egypt. I'll answer you about Egypt.
You didn't.
Egypt
and I appreciate
takes
that.
1/3 of the aid that Israel receives, while Egypt have 10 times the population. Egypt never received $30 billion to murder children and bomb hospitals. Egypt was never allowed to have the privilege of having more than 58 vetoes in the Security Council, right? And also, why doesn't Egypt take Palestinians? This is like someone going into Fifth Avenue, shooting someone in the face. And it's like, why do the neighbors don't bury the body? You're the guys doing the killing, not Egypt. So stop talking about Egypt. Anyways, and I would like to, like Jonathan and his likes, to please stop Zionizing us. Stop the Zionizing. Zionizing, it's a verb which means to gaslight someone with such shameless, narcissistic, psychopathic audacity that you deny reality to their faces while simultaneously playing the victim, engaging in endless circle debates that go nowhere and displaying a complete loss of empathy and basic humanity. Right? Remember, Piers, why the first video went viral? Because I called Israel a narcissistic, psychopathic behavior that fucks you over and then makes you think it's your fault. Because this is what Israel does. It didn't happen. And if it did, you're remembering it wrong. And if you're not, it's your fault because you're looking into my phone. Narcissists lived in their own made-up reality. They don't share your reality. They live in their own custom-made universe where facts are negotiable and truth is whatever serves them in the moment. And when it comes back and when you corner them, they throw tantrums, accusation, Hamas, anti-Semitism, full victimhood mood. And it's pointless to debate with them, right? Because take him, for example, and the likes of him. You show them a video, it didn't happen. You show them UN reports, these are lies. You mention international law, it's complicated. You get testimonies on the ground from doctors and nurses at Hamas propaganda. We saw it with our own eyes. Your optic nerve is anti-Semitic. Like Israel is like Shaggy. We saw you won the hospital. It wasn't me. We saw you killed the children. It wasn't me. Dude, your war crimes are documented. Hamas propaganda. Also, it wasn't me. There is no point of debating gaslighters. We have 4K videos, satellite imagery, and your own soldiers posting on TikTok bragging about killing children. But of course, yeah, the entire planet is having a mass hallucination, right? This is like Israel has the same credibility as a Ponzi scheme. Right. This is what I'll give you an example how Delulu is Israel. Right. Israel calls itself. I mean, he was in the IDF and he tell you the most moral army in the world. Also, they call themselves the most vegan army in the world. So Jonathan here is representing an organization that is both vegan and genocidal. Yani we will not eat chicken, but inshallah we will bomb a hospital and barbecue it. Do you see how fucked up is this? This is like calling Jeffrey Dahmer the most vegetarian serial killer in history. right?
Okay.
And but one more thing. Does any army in the world call itself moral? This is another trait of narcissistic psychopathic behavior, because they project to the world the exact opposite of who they are. If they lie, they brag about being honest. If they cheat, they brag about being faithful. And if they are cheap, they brag about being generous. And if they are criminal, genocidal, they brag about being moral, the most moral, actually.
And that's wrap up the video. Bassem Youssef didn't just win a debate, he stood his ground with facts, calmness and dignity. While the others fell apart under pressure and resorted to weak personal attacks, this wasn't just a debate, it was a moment that exposed the truth loud and clear. If you made this far, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm almost halfway to 1000 subscribers, and every single one of you who hits that subscribe button brings me closer to my dream. Drop a comment, share your thoughts. I read every single one of you, and if you felt even a little something from this video, please consider subscribing. Let's hit that 1K milestone together. Much love to all of you. Thanks for watching.